York to Bogota, Colombia, from Houston to Caracas, Venezuela, contractors are welcoming the arrival of the new JI Case 850D dozers and 855D loaders. This new generation of case crawlers combines the best design concepts of the past and present with new designs for the future. That's how Case has earned its reputation as an innovator over the years. When it comes time to design our new crawlers, we first go to the people that know, the customer. Case talks to contractors and operators, and we work together to design our crawlers so they're more productive, reliable, and serviceable than ever before. This doesn't mean starting from scratch. We combine new ideas and the latest technological advances with existing crawler design features, like our unitized mainframe and componentized powertrain. These features have always made our machines more than competitive in their size class. As much as we'd like to, it's not always possible to turn every new idea into a reality. That's when our experts go to work, doing feasibility studies to determine what we can and can't do to improve our crawlers. What we end up with is a plan. The next step is to execute it. We call this step the product development stage. Here at our factory, we build prototypes of each crawler configuration. This begins the extensive and rigorous testing process that each new crawler model must go through before Case will put its name on the product and its reputation on the line. Initial testing is done at our laboratories and proving grounds. Here's where we see if our vision is a reality. It also gives us a chance to work out any design flaws. More prototypes are then built and tested further before we gear up for what we call the pre-production run. Ten to 20 units are built during this phase, then shipped to our proving grounds and to selected contractors all over the country, where they'll be used for a year or more in everyday work applications. No special treatment for these dozers and loaders. All we require is that close records be kept by each contractor on machine usage, so we can analyze this data and continue to refine each design. It takes this kind of close cooperation during the field test phase to make sure the machine can take the kind of punishment they were designed to take, and more. We work together to fine-tune the machine, so when it's ready for its production run, all the bugs are worked out, and we have a crawler that deserves the name Case. Sound like a lot of testing? You bet. And all of it's necessary to ensure that when you buy from us, you're buying the best. It's just one of the many ways Case and the customer work together as partners in the future today. So what is it that makes the new 850D series crawlers more productive, more reliable, and more serviceable than ever before? The new Case 6590 engine is a good place to start. The operator will actually feel the smooth, controlled response of this engine from the moment he starts it up. This powerful 6-cylinder, 80-horsepower engine, combined with a new torque converter, allows the crawler to move 6.5% more dirt every hour. You'll also appreciate the new straight exhaust, which blows fumes up and away from the operator, a big plus on windy days. Because of the new deep sump oil pan, both dozer and loader operate productively on slopes with up to a 45-degree grade without losing oil pressure. The same great service and design features that were incorporated into the new 4390 engine used in the 450 series crawlers have been carried over into the 6590. This new engine is also used in other Case machines. It has about 1/3 fewer parts than conventional engines because it uses integral castings and advanced computer designs. As an added bonus for those customers who own Case excavators or loader backhoes with 4390 engines in them, most parts are interchangeable between both engines. For working at higher elevations or when extra response is needed, the loader and dozer can be equipped with an altitude compensating turbocharger. But the single most significant powertrain improvement made to the 850D series crawlers is the introduction of a fully modulated transmission. This transmission is not only modulated for a smoother operation between forward and reverse, but high-low track speed is modulated as well. This benefits both machine and operator. Since modulation reduces the amount of machine shock when shifting direction and track speeds, it means less wear and tear on the crawler and its operator. It also makes power turning, already a case exclusive among dozers in this size class, even easier, while cushioning shock loads and generally making for a quieter, more controlled operation. With modulation in the track speeds, operators will notice less of a need to make blade corrections or ride the brakes while making those fine finish cuts. And the modulation is set right at the factory. No need for the customer to adjust it himself. Todd Dykstra of Dykstra Brothers Excavating Incorporated was one of the customer contractors who field tested the 850 dozer for us. Let's hear what he has to say about modulation and power to both tracks.
Well, with power to both tracks, you can definitely turn with a blade full of dirt, and you're increasing your amount of dirt you can carry around a corner. It definitely increases your production through the day. As far as the modulation, you can shift a little bit faster, which allows you to cycle a little bit faster. And through the day, it definitely decreases operator fatigue. I think both items are a real plus. There's no doubt about it.
Contractors such as Todd Dykstra gave us feedback on many areas of equipment design. The side-by-side anti-sandblast radiator, for instance, is now standard. The increased efficiency of the air-to-oil transmission cooler is not affected by the engine's temperature. Real-world testing also demonstrates the importance of crawler horsepower and weight and how they affect machine productivity. The 850D LGP dozer has been engineered to provide the right weight in relationship to its horsepower to be very productive, even on less than ideal work surfaces. The low 4.1 psi, coupled with case-exclusive power to both tracks, lets this dozer push a full load in the worst ground conditions. This is important because now more and more commercial and residential construction is being done on land that in the past was considered unusable. The 850 series LGP is perfect for those markets. Robert A. Smith of R.A. Smith Enterprises does specialty work in some of the wettest ground around Houston, Texas. He had this to say about the 850 LGP he tested.
Well, for turning purposes, pushing your piles of debris and your dirt and stuff, you don't lose that power to that one track. You don't have to clutch the track, and you can gradually take it on around in tight places that you can't do with an ordinary machine, because in a muddy conditions like we work in, the ground itself, if you have to stop the brake, have to brake a track, then you cause that other track to spin down and you're stuck. So by using the power on one track above the power on the other, with a higher speed at it, you can turn it in the mud without causing the dozer to go down. Power-wise and flotation-wise, it's about the best I've found. It'll dig the trees good, and it has enough pushing power to take down good-sized trees. So it works out great.
Well, great gets greater when we all work together to improve the productivity and reliability of case crawlers. Significant changes have also been made to the 850D series undercarriage. The track chain bushings are now bigger, stronger, and heat-treated deeper. Bigger bushings increase strength, and deeper heat treat increases bushing life. The rails are now thicker and heat-treated deeper, and square nuts made track bolt retorquing easier because no wrench is needed. Crawlers that predominantly operate in rocky soil conditions will want to stick with the case durable and reliable seal track chain, which is standard on both loader and dozer. For crawler applications in soft, sandy soil and many other abrasive types of ground conditions, we now offer case lubricated track as an option. The case lubricated track decreases pin wear and creates less chain drag, so more horsepower can be devoted to work. Another advantage of the case lubricated track option is its new split master link. Superior to any other master link on the market today, no special track pad is needed for the split link. And if track pad bolts should work loose, the link cannot shear off. Also, since the standard and case lubricated tracks use the same sprocket, they're interchangeable. The new 850D series crawlers provide the operator with the ultimate in comfort and ease of operation, as well as great visibility to all sides. The controls are easy to reach and easy to operate, and when the operator looks at the instrument panel, he has an unobstructed view of all necessary gauges. But the biggest advantage in operating this new crawler is its power turning ability. Transmission-controlled steering provides full power to both tracks during the turn and reduces ground disturbance while increasing maneuverability and productivity. Let's take a look at some applications where power turning will give the operator that extra advantage. The brake pedals on both the dozer and loader are now suspended and require less pedal effort. This makes the floor less cluttered and easier to keep clean. It also raises the master brake cylinders, so they're located where they're much easier to service and less susceptible to contamination. The operator can use the brake pedals individually to brake steer, or apply both pedals at the same time, which neutralizes the transmission and brakes the machine to allow full engine horsepower for the hydraulics. This brake system is very useful when digging in a bank or inching up to a dump truck or hopper. By pressing on the right-hand brake pedal, the operator can brake against power. This is useful in hillside and forestry applications when the operator has to back down a slope to hook up to downed trees, or when approaching a dump truck on a grade. Braking against power will give the operator more control. These improvements, coupled with the ability to brake turn, gradual turn, and power turn, make the 850D series crawler one of the best utility machines on the market. Utility is important to contractors like Lewis Pittman of Pittman Construction Company in Atlanta, Georgia. He tested for us and had this to say.
We've used it about 4 to 5 months right now. We use it for utility work. We do mostly highway widening. We do mostly work for the Department of Transportation in widening and improving the highways that are underway now. Right now we use this machine for clearing operation as going on this job, and we've used it for removal work, for small excavation, mainly for a utility machine to work around close quarters in small areas where we have utility conflicts. So far it's done a grand job at that. We found the machine is fast to operate, it's easy to handle, it's very easy for our people to get adapted to operating this machine. They catch on to it quickly, which is very important these days, and we're very satisfied with the machine. It's done a very good job for us.
Customers like Lewis Pittman will also be pleased with the new cab option for the 850D series crawlers, which represents the latest in cab developments. The entire ROPS cab, including the seat and floor area, is self-contained and isolate mounted to the mainframe. By ensuring better operator compartment sealing, this design gives the operator a cleaner, quieter environment in which to work. The new one-piece door has all the advantages of a Dutch door design. The window can be opened for ventilation, or if more ventilation is needed, both the door and window can be opened. The hinges and latches are also sturdier, giving the doors the added strength crawler cabs need. Air conditioning is a case option on this model for the ultimate in comfort on those really hot days. One area that Case has paid particular attention to when it redesigned this crawler is serviceability. Like the rest of the Case crawler line, major servicing and maintenance is easier than on some of our competitors. This is because of our unitized mainframe and componentized powertrain. Individual components can be removed without disturbing the rest of the driveline. Engine servicing is now grouped for easy access. As you can see, fill and check points for engine oil, radiator coolant bottle, and master brake cylinders are easy to get to. As an added bonus, the brake cylinder takes TCH fluid, just like the transmission and hydraulics. This new engine oil filter is also located for easy access in an upright position. Plus, service intervals have been extended to 250 hours. The hydraulic control valve is located where it's easy to service. It's now sectioned, so if auxiliary hydraulics are needed for a ripper or 4-in-1 bucket, the valve doesn't have to be replaced, just another section added. This rear door gives the operator access to the batteries, transmission dipstick, and filter. The large spin-on, spin-off transmission filter has an increased filtering area, and service intervals have been extended to 500 hours. Fuel and hydraulic fill points are easy to reach from ground level, and the larger hydraulic oil sight gauge makes it easy and quick to check. Overall, the Serviceability Index, which is an SAE measurement of how often and how easy the machine is to service, has been improved 5 times over on the dozer and the loader. More than a significant improvement, wouldn't you say? Working closely with our customers has helped us understand their needs. We've tried to respond to those needs by taking popular optional features and making them standard on these 850D series crawlers. Some of those options, which are now standard, are a pre-cleaner, engine side shields, 40 below zero antifreeze protection, side-by-side anti-sandblast radiator, a 40-amp alternator, a complete lockup kit, ROPS-mounted lights, front and back, a comfortable suspension seat, and heavy-duty bucket teeth, heavy-duty bottom guards, and a slide-in-place maintenance strut. These options are now standard on the new D-Series crawlers. They help make this one of the best dozer and loader packages for the money on the market today. Another plus for this crawler is that most of the major attachments like the ripper, winch, 4-in-1 bucket, and backhoe are interchangeable between the C-Series and the new D-Series. Operators who have used the 855 with the exclusive Case over-center backhoe will tell you that there is no better crawler around when it comes to excellent balance and stability. What does excellent balance do for the customer? It gives good bucket and blade penetration without the need for front counterweighting. When working with the blade or bucket, it has excellent maneuverability in close quarters, even for a machine of this size. Dan Amoruso of Amoruso Contracting Corporation tested the D in close quarters in downtown New York City. Here's what he had to say.
The 855 loader backhoe is a very unique tool. It's well balanced, and it gives us a peak performance in the jobs located in the city, and we find it to be a very comfortable tool for the operator and for our customer. There's endless amount of things that we can do with this machine. We find that it's very well balanced, and it makes the whole entire operation of the second stage of the job to function very well. We find that not only in New York City downtown are they effective, but throughout the 5 boroughs and also in the tri-state area. We've also adapted the 855 and the 850 to work with a hammock configuration in the rear, and we can also break out concrete, small and soft rock in the city, and we take the hammer off, we interchange it with a bucket, And we can also dig out whatever we break in, and we find that it's a great rental tool.
So you see, the time and effort of many people, engineers, factory workers, contractors, and operators, have contributed to helping achieve our goals, to build the best crawler we can, to make changes when necessary, to meet the needs of our customers, to continue to provide our customers with the best crawler and attachments available. We owe our thanks to contractors like Todd Dykstra, Robert Smith, Louis Pittman, Dan Amoruso, and the others who assisted us in designing the kind of equipment that would help them most.
For me and the employees here, it was kind of a kick to be able to help engineer a piece of equipment that we're familiar with running and trying to make it better. The men we work with from the engineering department were real receptive to our ideas, and I think we made some real good improvements in it.
Todd Dykstra. He felt good about the partnership between Case and its customers, and so do we.